The system is rigged against you. The current money system that we have has been set up by the top 1% of people in this world. And you, yes you, and me too, we're pawns in that big game. In this video today, I'm gonna show you the keys and the tools and the thought process changes that need to happen for you to go from being one of the 99% to one of the 1%. These changes, these mentality shifts, these changes in behavior, this is what differentiates people who live their life paycheck to paycheck forever to those that retire early and take vacations and do whatever they want. There's a distinct difference between these two types of people, and there's a very clear defining line. Today, I'm going to definitively outline the things that need to be changed for you to be able to go from being who you are now, wherever you are now, to one of the 1%. Now, not all of us can be the 1% because they're the 1% for a reason, but there are behaviors and things that they do that anyone can apply to their life to give you a better financial future and to help broaden your educational horizons when it comes to finance. Welcome back, guys. My name's Nate, and I'm here to help you master your money. So the intro today is a little more dramatic and a little different than normal, but I think it's needed. This is a topic that is very serious and very important, and it needs to be communicated as clearly as possible and as soon as possible so that you can start your path to being more financially independent and to be more educated about the finance system that you find yourself being a part of. So this is not a clickbait thing for me to say, but this is real. This is the stuff they do not teach you in schools. This is what has been learned and figured out by entrepreneurs, businessmen, elite people that have come before me. Some of them, not all, some of them have imparted their knowledge on others that are around them, and I have picked up on various things here and there, and I am collaborating and combining these into one concise video. This is going to be the secrets. This is the mentality shifts, the differences between the 99% and the 1%. So there are a few items in this list that I've put together that are absolutely key to understand and apply to be able to elevate yourself from where you are currently to where you want to be. I don't know exactly what that looks like for you, but I know that you can do it. Each and every one of the items that I have listed here today are doable by you. You don't have to have a fancy degree or certification to be able to apply these to your life. They're really quite simple and very applicable and very helpful. So I'm going to do the best that I can to keep this short, simple, sweet, and exactly what you need to know and to work on. So as we go along, I'm going to say the 99% and the 1%. And as we go, I'll put my hands out and do one or the other. And so 99%, 1% makes sense. Okay. So hypothetically, when buying a laptop, this is what happens. The 99% take the wages they've earned from their job and they go ahead and buy a laptop. The 1% take the wages they've earned from their job or businesses and go buy a laptop. But then they write off the purchase price of that laptop as a business expense against one of their side businesses. When the guy in the 1% does this, he is decreasing his taxable income by the amount of the item that he just purchased. So fun tax tip, basically anything that you buy with intent to be used primarily for business, you can write it off against your taxes. Now, this is assuming you have a business to write things off against, which kind of plays into my next point, which is the 99% have hobbies. The 1% have side hustles. And the really cool thing is when you have a business, anything becomes an expense. Literally anything that you can possibly pay money on that is somehow related to your business can be written off as an expense against your income. So hypothetically, let's say that you sell necklaces and you have a little space in your apartment that you use to make necklaces. Well, because you are using part of your apartment space as a place of business where you manufacture necklaces, you can write off a good portion of the expenses you incur from rent, insurance, maintenance, whatever else, because you're using this space as a business space. And the ratio of determining that is usually based off of square footage. So for example, let's say you have a 1,000 square foot apartment and you use 100 square feet of that for manufacturing your necklaces. In that case, you will be able to write off 10% or 1/10 of the expenses that you incur renting and paying utilities and all that. All those items will be tax deductible against your hobby or side business income. So the next item up is going to be how people handle their money when they get a refund from the government. So on one side, you have the 99% that sometimes when they get a refund, they'll go ahead, go to Walmart, go to Amazon, and they'll order a new TV or a PlayStation. On the other hand, the 1%, they'll take that money and use it to make more money or to save more money. The mentality shift is that when the wealthy people have resources, their next thought is, how can I use what I have right now? How can I use this refund? How can I use whatever it is? How can I use this to either save me money or to make me more money? So in a similar way, when the 99% get money, a lot of the times they spend it. Actually, psychologically speaking, you are almost guaranteed to spend money that you keep in your savings account. So one little free tip here, I'm gonna just throw this in. If you're trying to save money for something, but you're worried you may spend it, go ahead, open a brokerage account, and you can do it. Actually, there's a couple good ones you can use. You can either use Robinhood or Webull. Actually, right now, if you go ahead and deposit $100 with Webull, they're going to give you 2 free stocks. One of those is valued up to $1,600. So essentially, you can use it as a savings account, put your money in there, get 2 free stocks just for saving money, and this will psychologically prevent you from spending the money you're trying to save. But anyways, when the 99% get a whole lot of money coming in, odds are they're going to spend it. The 1%, when they spend money, they don't just spend money. Again, what they will do is they will try and see a way to benefit financially from every dollar they have coming out. So for example, my wife and I have a trip planned for this coming summer, and we're planning to go to the UK and to Scotland, and we are going to do it for $0. The entire trip, we will get to a $0 total net cost, and we're going to do that using and leveraging credit card sign-up bonuses to cover airfare, hotels, and other expenses we incur. And one more cool thing, credit card rewards are not taxable. Currently, that may change. Right now, they are not taxable. So that means I'm getting my entire trip paid for totally with credit card points. There's no tax repercussions from doing that. But with the way that I'm going to be handling the miscellaneous expenses, those will still be paid out by my business credit card, but I'll be using points to pay the balance down on those, so they'll net to $0. But I still get to write off the expense that I incur from spending the money on my business card. So I could potentially write off a good portion of the expenses that I incur during this trip as a business expense, and provided I do a business-related activity while I'm on this trip. So in order to be able to take those deductions, I plan to shoot a few videos while I'm in the country over there and explain how things are going and walk you through how we are spending $0 while getting a $10,000+ vacation. But even if we didn't use credit card points to help offset the cost of things, I could still deduct all the expenses from the trip if I were to do business-related activities on it. That's the key thing. If you go ahead and do business-related activities while on a trip like that, you can argue your case to the IRS if you want to. I wouldn't overdo this. This is just what you can do. You could potentially write off the whole thing against your income. So this next one's a bit of a contentious topic, and that is renting versus owning property. So 99%, most people, kind of obviously, maybe not, but I think it is, most people rent. The 99% of people rent, a good majority of them do. The 1%, they don't only own their home, but they own other properties too. And there's a real reason why most millionaires made their fortune through real estate, and that's because of the tax advantages that come with it. So let's say you have a property that is making you $10,000 a year that you own, and you have income coming in. That's after all your expenses and insurance and maintenance, all that stuff. At the end of the year, you have a net rental income of $10,000. So now you truly are taking home $10,000 per year in net rental income. But On paper, you won't be. On paper, according to the IRS rules, you can depreciate your property over the course of 27 and a half years and use that depreciation to decrease your net rental income. So you can make stacks on stacks with real estate, but pay zero in taxes on the money that you make, even though you're making it because of depreciation. In the same way that the 1% leverages the tax system, you can end up having a $0 net tax bill and still make money in real estate because of these rules. The next thing is going to be dealing with financing. I know that a good number of people don't quite care to do anything with loans or owe anyone money
or touch credit cards, because credit cards are the devil and they're the worst thing ever, and then you can just go away and never come back. I don't want to look at a credit card, I don't want to smell one, and don't you dare get one anywhere near me because I'm going to blow up.
So that attitude is pretty definitively over here in the 99% section, but the 1% section, they use the finance system to their advantage. They, again, thinking constantly, what can I use that's at my disposal to make me more money or to save me money? With that thought in mind, they use mortgages, credit cards, loans, all these various financing opportunities so that they can borrow money cheaply, use it to make them more money, and then pay back the loans with very little problem. And the next thing I want to talk about actually is going to be taking risks. And that's tied partly to the last point that I just talked about, but in the 99%, risk is not really a good thing. It's something that you avoid. But if you're in the 1% side, you take calculated risks to try and maximize the resource that you have available to better leverage them to your advantage. In life, you're going to encounter opportunities, things that may scare you, things that you're going to have to think about. Do I put effort into this? Should I consider this? Is this a total scam? And really the most important one is, should I smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm? And please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate that. I have a goal to try and hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I know that you have some friends that could use some financial help because, that there's no way that homeboy is affording all these Gucci belts and not going into debt. So we're going to go ahead and help him out by having him sub to the channel, and we're going to get his stuff sorted out because I love getting stuff sorted out. But in all seriousness, let's get back to the actual content and I can stop rambling. So the 99%, they save, and they only save. The 1% invests. So I know someone in the comment is going to be like,
but Nate, I know that investing is risky and I don't want to do that, and saving is the only surefire way that I can use my money to grow it and have it be safe.
Well, you know what? That was a thought back in 2008 when a lot of people lost all their money that they had in savings because they had it all in one place and didn't want to put it in the market or anything. And so, they all lost that.
And it's gone.
So I do absolutely recommend that you should save money, but you shouldn't only save money. I highly recommend that each and every one of you, if you have not done this already, you should save up in your savings account, have it ready to go in case of an emergency. You should have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved, ready to go. Anything after that, you should be investing. And if you don't know where to start investing, you can go ahead and start right here on this channel. I talk about investing quite a bit. I give you details and steps on how that you can take the money that you have and how you can grow that for the next few years and even for retirement that may be a few years away for you, or it could be decades away. I don't know where you're at, but I do know this is a great place to start to learn and grow on your financial education journey. So this is a really cool thing here. So 99%, go get a new car, $25,000 is pretty sweet, really proud of it, brand new car, brand new sticker, got all that depreciation, nummy, nummy, nummy. I love depreciation. That's the 99%. On the other hand, the 1% will go ahead and buy the exact same car, a $25,000 brand new car, but the difference is they'll get a vehicle that's over 6,000 pounds. When you do this, you can take Section 179 depreciation, which enables you to take up to $25,500 of depreciation in the first year of ownership. So if you bought this car, you could potentially depreciate the entire amount of it, basically, against your income in that year. So if you have a little side hustle that's doing, let's say, necklaces again, and you got $5 of revenue, well, you can write that car off against the business income, assuming you intend to use it primarily for business purposes. That's a key here. You don't want to just say you're doing it, but it really is good to actually do it. Otherwise, you may encounter some issues with the IRS. And so this next item here is very, very important. I want you guys to pay attention because it applies to every single one of you, whether you think so or not. It may not apply to you right this moment, but at some point it will. So for example, you go to the doctor and you get a bill for $500 and you go ahead and pay that with your money, and that's what you do. That is the 99%. The 1%, well, they use their HSA to pay for it. Now, an HSA, otherwise known as a health savings account, is a tax-advantaged savings account that you can use for health-related expenses. So what's really cool about this is it essentially takes the perks of a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA, combines them together, but it's for health expenses only. Here's what I mean by this. In the year that you contribute money to your HSA, and right now you can contribute up to $3,500 per year, you can deduct that $3,500 from your income in the year you contribute it. And when you take the money out to use it for health-related purposes, it's tax-free. Now that's pretty crazy on its own, but one thing you may not know is an HSA account is basically an investment account, but it's only for health-related expenses. So if you're young and healthy, congratulations. Many people are not, but if you're young and healthy, treasure that, take care of yourself. I should not talk on this because I am not 100% where I want to be yet. I'm working on it. But if you're currently healthy, that is fantastic. Keep it up, keep it going. But at some point, as healthy as you are now, things are going to start to break down. And one thing that I've seen is things start to not function 100% once you cross the 25-year-old mark, and things just kind of start to go wonky from there. But so what I would say is, as early as you can, put money into your HSA, even if it's just a few $100s, just put it in there, leave it alone. But when you have it in there, invest it into an index fund, or even, this is one of my favorite, mutual funds. And the ticker symbol for this is FSCSX. I will write in a text box somewhere around me if I said that wrong, but I do believe it is FSCSX. Over the past 10 years, they have averaged a 22.48% average annual return. And since its inception back in 1985, they have averaged a 16.05% annual return. So they're a very, very solid, good mutual fund with a long track record of getting a significantly higher return than the S&P 500. Would 100% recommend to buy into them if you have a Fidelity account. And one more thing here, that is only available through Fidelity. The HSA account you can get through anybody, but that mutual fund that I just mentioned, the FSCSX, is only available through Fidelity. So I would really recommend going through them if you have not had one set up already. Anyways, because of how high the rate is on this mutual fund, if you put just a few $100s in this account when you're in your 40s and 50s, that could be several $100,000. Now, I don't know what the health system is going to look like in that amount of time, but what I do know is that things don't stay the same forever, and also that at some point you're going to get sick and you're going to need help. So how incredible of a gift would it be for your family when you're sick that you have this resource right here that has grown exponentially, tax-free for years, that has been set aside exactly for this moment. And really there's only one thing in this world that once you have used it and it's gone, you can't get more of it, and that is time. So I would highly recommend take care of yourself as best as you can, as often as you can, because you can have all the money in the world, but if your health is really crummy, that's going to affect everything, and that is going to give you less time to enjoy all that sweet money you stacked up because you started investing at an early age and leveraged tax laws to your benefit and saw things with the perspective that everything is a business expense and you saved money in taxes that way. So this wasn't the most structured list, but it was more examples to show you the contrast between the 99% and the 1%. But the hard reality is, this system has been rigged against you. And it's going to take a lot of effort and fight on your part to use the system of the 1% to your advantage. The next bit of advice that I could give you is don't trust some kid from H&R Block or some random tax preparer to take care of your taxes. You really need a qualified professional that not only has a CPA, because I've met quite a few crummy CPAs, But what you really need is someone who's going to be an advocate for you when it comes to taxes, that knows the system inside and out, that can leverage the rules to your advantage and advise you on the things that you should look out for and that you should do to get your liability as close to zero as possible. So with that said, if you are looking to have someone to be your advocate when it comes to taxes and to guide you in the right direction, let me know and I will get you in contact with people that I think are the very best for your situation. All right, guys, so with that said, that is all for this week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.